And welcome to another episode of Dobbs Takes. We got the crew today. We got Leva, we got TD, and I'm titling this episode Pete Rose, the Tragic Hero. And I'm going to go first. When people die, people say their things about them. Good person, hero, this, that. I put Pete Rose in the category of Michael Jackson, of Michael Jordan, of Tiger Woods. Someone with dark, dark demons. But if you put them in the right space, you put Michael Jackson on stage at Wembley, you put Michael Jordan on the court at Chicago Stadium, you give Tiger Woods that red shirt on a Sunday on a major, and you put Pete Rose on a baseball field, all those demons, all those flaws go away, and it's just perfection.
That's true.
That guy
Yeah.
just belonged on a ball field.
Well, I mean, he executed. He got things done. I mean, you look at all the great men in history. The Winston Churchill, the Abraham Lincolns. You look at all those your great figures in history. All of them had flaws. All of them had problems. None of them were perfect. None of them were godlike. None of them were saints. But the thing is, at the time, the pressure cooker. When the country needed it, when the situation needed it, when the game needed it, those special guys, they stepped up and they executed.
Yep.
I mean, Pete Rose.
And it did
Pete Rose, guys, was you. Pete Rose is me. Pete Rose is the plumber down the street. He wasn't 6'7". He's not like Aaron Judge, genetically supreme. He's not Derek Jeter.
That's why
he's a guy.
No, that's why everyone relates to him too. He is that.
He's a guy.
Well, and you know what made it
louder.
What made it so great, and it's true, like Zav was saying. People die, you hear it. This one rang different. This is like, wow, we really lost a 1 in a million guy.
Like we lost like Pete Rose.
I know, and he was so. You know how we loved watching Jeter his whole career.
Yeah.
Imagine how great it must have been to like be able to watch Pete Rose as your everyday guy.
To be a Reds fan. Oh my God.
No, and to have him like we watch Jeter and Gardner. Like you get to see the ins and outs of their games. But what was so unique about Pete Rose, he's all the things you're saying. He's this kind of like outcast. He's a short guy and everything. He had the grit of that. No one has the grit of like that Brett Gardner. But what was so unique is he was awesome at the same time. He's like the king.
Right.
So he's just this unbelievably unique mix of just, dude, how many times did Jeter get hit? He had 1,000 more hits than Jeter. He was.
I know. It's like the guy. I mean, but you look at him, you're like, this guy could be installing my toilet right now, but he also has 4,000 hits.
And the thing with him is, you'll never see a guy sprint to first base on a walk. You'll never see a guy on AstroTurf belly flop head first as a slide. You're never going to.
The guy was an all-star, 5 positions. 5 positions.
Five. You give him a glove.
He's the man. I mean,
you'll never see a guy end someone's career in an all-star game. And the thing I love too, he played till he was 45 years old. At 41, he played 162 games. Yeah. Like you just don't. Judge took a game off Friday and Sunday to end the season. Like it's just you don't get a guy like him anymore.
No.
And my last point with Rose, for me at least, what makes him so fascinating is if you're going to write the book, it's the ultimate tragic story. Because the one thing about Rose, he was banned for baseball, right? He stopped playing at 45. Literally, it's about the couple years after he's done. There's nobody on this planet who belonged and wanted to be in a baseball dugout the rest of his life more than him. We know the interviews with Mike and Chris. He could just, even when he was on TBS talking hitting with A-Rod and Thomas, the guy was obsessed.
He couldn't do anything.
He couldn't do anything in his life. He was a complete degenerate.
You know what he did? He did the end of his life. He like signed baseballs in Vegas. That's what he did.
Yep.
Right.
So
It's sad too because of what happened to him. He was denied to do the thing that he wanted to do most.
I know.
And I think his tragedy makes him, like you said, he makes him that compelling American figure.
Yeah, a great loss.
Yep.
Great
I think he's honestly, I think to a lot of like real baseball fans, I think he's been in the Hall of Fame for a long time for us.
Yeah.
But that's my point.
At least a minute.
But that's what makes Pete Rose Pete Rose. Like I remember in '99 when they honored the All-Century team and he got voted in by the fans. It was in Atlanta before the World Series, '99 Yankees Braves. He got one of the biggest ovations because he's Pete Rose. But after the game, if you remember, he got interviewed by Jim Gray, and Jim Gray just attacked him about betting. That's Pete Rose. It's a tragedy. There's nothing just straightforward about him. And that's why his death watch him get elected now that he's died. That's what makes Pete Rose.
Well, he served his lifetime ban.
Yeah.
His life's over. The ban's over.
Yep.
His life is over. He served his time. It is time for baseball to do the right thing. He should be elected now. His ban's over. He served his punishment.
He served his lifetime ban. Great last point. Anything else?
He served his lifetime ban.
We're good. All right, Leva. Baseball playoffs now. Let's do it more often.
All right, who do we like? Who do we like in the Tigers Astros? Who do we want?
Astros they're looking like they're losing.
Well, you know what? The Tigers have the ace. Skubal. They have an ace.
And they have momentum.
Who do we want though? Who do you want?
Yeah.
They're on fire.
I want the Astros though. I want the Astros.
I want the Astros. I want the Yankees to go through the Astros. I want to exercise the demon.
Me too. All right, Leva.
I want to slay that dragon.
And we'll do the playoff games. See you later.
Gentlemen.